Alireza versus Magnus. Who is the king of the speed chess? That is the question, and we're going to get an answer today. So I'll cover as much as I can from this live event. We should be live. We should be live on TikTok, on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, kick.com, all at once. And no software, no evaluation gauge. It's just us and our human direct approach, and we're gonna discuss as the things happen take place. So we've got three sections. We've got 5-1, which it is happening for 90 minutes, 1.5 hour. And then there is another section, 3-1. That's, I think, for 1 hour. And then we've got a bullet portion of the competition. That is half an hour. So plenty of blitz and some bullet to happen, of course. So yeah, if I get this message, that means I am live on Facebook as well. So everything is fine and cool here. Hey Simpson, how's it going, brother? Yeah. Now the grand final here. And we have to say Alireza was in very good shape the previous tournament and this one as well. He proved himself quite good. And in the interview, I think Magnus, after he beaten Hans Niemann, he said that he needs to play better if he wants to defend the title now against Alireza. So definitely gonna be a very nice clash here today. Magnus a bit low on time. Question is, do you accept the Queen's trade or not? He accepted the Queen's trade. This c7 seems to be attackable if knight wasn't here, but the knight is there, so he expands on the king side now. h4 also takes away from the knight the g5 though, so I think this is important to notice here, my friends. Oh, Simpson, is the sound okay? At least via YouTube, if you could confirm this, my friend. It should be okay, but, you know, just asking, making sure that things indeed are nice and smooth and sound is clear. I have no idea what you're saying, Sam. Thank you, Simpson. Appreciate it. Right, so what else took place? Oh, rook d2. Ah, it's never bad. Oh, rook d2, first thing first, because you need to defend the b2 against the black rook, right? And then perhaps maybe Magnus wants to play rook ed. So a battery is never a bad thing on the d file. That makes sense. f6. Why is that f6? Oh, he wants to make space for the king to defend f6 so that the bishop is free to do some other stuff eventually. Interesting. So I think probably Alireza intends king f7 so that the bishop can do stuff. It could be. So rook d, so he's consistent with the plan, doubling the rook on the d file. Knight, what an outpost. What an outpost for the knight here. Hitting all the light squares, b3, c2, e2, f3, all of those squares. Hello, step. King g2. Alireza enjoys the bishop here. That might mean something. Knight's being kicked away now. You have to play the knight away. Which knight was attacking a4? That is why the black rook went on a8, in case you... Yeah, it's the grand final of the Speed Chess Championship. Alireza Magnus Carlsen. Really curious. This game, I think it's incredibly balanced. I don't know what the engine says, but looks to me very balanced. With a little bit of an edge, perhaps a bit of an edge, because black has the bishop here. And yeah, there are some trades taking place now. There will be some trades moving already fast because, my friends, this is already bullet now. Yeah, he goes for the h7, probably rook h8, right? Oh, interestingly. Ah, man, Magnus comes with this stuff, man. What? He took, if rook had taken, oh my god, how fast Magnus is playing. He's going with the pass pawn. which is defended now. Knight attacks the rook and the pass pawn. This guy is hanging too, c5. Mind you, guys. Oh man, they're so fast. Okay, so the best speed chess players on the planet, just for the time being, 2024, these guys are the best. Just a little note here. The white, okay, that's a draw in the end. What a spectacular game. What a spectacular game they did, my friends. Let me go devamp because I want to pick up the next one, of course. Go to the next one. Oh boy. Spanish opening, the Ruy Lopez. Okay, it's not very enticing to take here due to complications and taking the e for the knight, bishop to b3, of course. I think Alireza is going to play c3 at some point in order to play d4. Knight normally goes, let's see, rook fe1, knight d2, knight f1, knight g3, knight f5. This kind of stuff is in the setup to happen. And you will see that. It could be also, I think, something related with the a4, but yeah, c3 exactly. So this is pretty much theoretical now. You could save precious seconds by moving fast, at least at this stage of the blitz. What move is that? Move number 9. Okay, so now it's pretty much theoretical. That's stuff that they played countless times, and they are super experts in these stuff. Now let's see where's the novelty. Let's see if Alireza prepared something against Magnus or vice versa, or both of them, But as per classically set up, we've got a bishop that may be traveling here. We've got the 4 rook fe. There you go. I mean, yeah, I've just mentioned this ideas. That's the normal setup, and that's how you want to relocate your pieces. The bishop on c8 may want to play on b7. Yeah, well, just wanted to say he moved it faster than I was talking. That's the setback when you're commenting blitz or bullet. This guy's going to be acting even before you think or manage to talk. Especially for them now, it's pretty much automatic. Pretty much automatic for these guys. Okay, even now I think we are in the preparation. Even now, I don't think there's any surprise. There is nothing that we haven't seen before. All right. It's okay. I guess d4 is bound to happen sooner or later, but no, he hits b4. Sends the knight back. Bishop b3 where they were, pressurizing the f7. This is a thing here, probably with the knight. Probably with the knight and the bishop. f7 might be attackable. He goes with the a5 because obviously he wants to kick the bishop back to c2 so that he defends against the f7 with this tricky move. If you take with white, you encourage black to take and give them the a file. So that might be a thing. So I'm not sure you're keen on taking. But if you don't take, yeah, it was, that makes a lot of sense. If black pushes, you're not going to play bishop c2, you're going to play bishop a2. But now you got to deal with this, d5. Alireza has to respond to this stuff. What do you play? You start the tradings now, pawn takes, knight takes, or you develop a bit more. Getting the bishop from the c1 to d2. So he got all the guys active in the game, trying to do something. Look at this pawns. Look how Magnus pushed all the black pawns from the A file to the E, all of them up to the 5th rank. Look at this setup here with the pawns. Okay, trade's inevitable though. Move number 19. Yeah, exactly, Step. Just, yeah, I was just admiring the linearity of the pawn's disposition in the middle of the board there. So now knight has to take, I guess. You're going to take with a knight, and it's not forced white to take with the bishop. I don't think Alireza is keen on trading, but guys want to play differently. They want to surprise, to, deliver unexpected strikes, yeah? Unexpected stuff, but still, at some point, there are forcing moves, forcing sequences, but nonetheless, still an incredibly, incredibly cool and important speed chess event. And let's see who comes on top. Let's see if Alireza's shape is really something super special, and let's see how Magnus copes with it, or maybe how Magnus delivers. I don't know what to say. I know that I know that Alireza's performances were absolutely stellar. His um his chess was absolutely remarkable. Almost flawless. We could say that one. Not too many reserves. And Magnus is Magnus. Well, so I'm just incredibly curious and happy to see this thing happening right now for all of us. We could enjoy it now. That definitely not for going out like this. Yeah, 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 yeah. Or maybe a bit more, slightly. Okay. Knight takes d5. Well, we got a bishop here that's very nicely positioned, but also the bishop on f8 is pretty much defensive, but keeps an eye on this guy. Double attack here. So now Alireza has to figure out if he gives up. Yeah, he gave up the a file. He played the queen to b2. I wanted to say that, but they move faster than I was talking or thinking. Queen to b2 now provides second defender for the b4, but he gave up on the a file control, which I think he might be able to play the rook though, if he wants. He could play rook a1 if you want to play the rook to a7, let's say, in case you're planning some knight g5, rook a7. Hey, Yasmin, thank you very much. Appreciate. Thank you, Yasmin. You're welcome. Thank you too for stopping by, even if for a few moments. Appreciate very much the feedback. Appreciate. So yeah. Magnus with the black pieces. He's got like 20 seconds. Well, he kind of had 20 seconds, now less. And okay, weaknesses. Let's put it this way. Weakness for white is the b4 pawn because it's not connected to another pawn. So it's attackable, as you could see, my friends, with the bishop and with the knight. Another weakness is the backward white pawn isolated, the d3 pawn. So these are weaknesses for white, which I guess black's going to focus constantly attacking. Queen attacks the attacker. Knight now develops to b6, provides defense for this guy. You can't take it. He moves the knight more into action. Probably knight c5. Probably. When you play knight to c5, you're also having the rook hitting and the knight twice, defended twice, but everything is... There you go, knight c5, exactly as I said. There is an equilibrium here, and problem is who gonna slip it first, who gonna make an error. If you're tempted about the f, I don't think it's a good idea because the queen is positioned diagonally with the black king, so that would be an incredibly uncomfortable situation, I think, to play f6 or f5. So I don't think that... So that's a deterrent. Yeah, but you know something? Magnus lost at least a game. He played the mouse slip, like, but you know, when you do speed chess, blitz and bullet, if you spend those seconds with the confirmation button, I think you might be just getting flagged very well, especially when your contender, the other guy you're playing against, is an incredibly strong and fast human calculator. So you really need every second. Every fraction of a second is needed for this guy. So you can't mess up. Yeah, you gotta have just a very nice sliding smooth mouse. And they say resize the board, make the board smaller so that your hovering on the screen is not insanely vast, especially if you got a large screen. You adjust the board just to your liking, so you go with the hand and mouse, with the cursor, you go for a smaller distance. I mean, a reduced size of hovering and stuff. Okay, interesting. Bishop d6 here. I guess now we're looking also at this battery. We're looking at another piece defending here because there were 3 attackers, right? 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now black has 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Still very balanced. So knight to e4, I guess, it might be happening. You take. If you take, do you take with a pawn or do you take with the rook? There you go, knight e4, exactly as I said. But that was the question. He took with the rook. Why? He still maintains the attack on this guy. That pawn on e5. Black can't play this because now it's just pinned absolutely. So you can't push the f pawn. under no circumstance. But now he made the battery here. I guess queen wants to go c2. Thank you very much for subscribing or for following, Yasmin. Appreciate. Thanks a bunch. So bishop b2, queen c6, g3 to make it a little bit of space, just in case of any back ranks things. Thank you, Henry Vargas. Cheers, my friends. Hey, I might need to put the artificial light on because the sun is making here a little bit of trouble. I don't want to complain about the sun because probably I'm lacking sun a lot, so I don't wanna complain about the sun, but sometimes I I need to draw the curtains, you know. It's in the middle of the day. Normally I'm streaming in the evening and stuff, and I don't have a problem with the sun. Okay, but no, sun is a blessing on many situations. So bishop c1 here, pressure on the h6. What else is here? Bishop e3. Yeah, I wanted to say, but he was way faster than I could ever be and talking, and of course. A little bit of a weakness here on d3, which is attacked twice. If black wants, they could just simply take it. No. He goes closer to attacking the target, the king itself. Pressure along the 7th rank together with the queen. If you move the black bishop, queen is going to take on f7, and then you're going to be sort of probably seriously threatened about that battery. Takes, double pawn on the f-file. Easily attackable. More attackable because the pawns are disconnected than doubled. So white can do some pressure here. These guys are phenomenal. I mean, they are just... They are shockingly fast, shockingly accurate. Both of them have the will to win. They really want to win. It's absolutely. Now, step, we could just very well say, as soon as you go below 30 seconds, you do have a hyperbullet condition for your chess game. Yeah, so it's hyperbullet. I mean, I don't even manage to process very quickly what they do, and I doubt any other commenter would be able to think. And Magnus won by resignation. Let's have a look. Blacks, because he's got 2 passed pawns. First victory for Magnus, ladies and gents. First victory for Magnus. Okay, 1.5 to 0.5 because they drew the first game. This is an Austrian attack. This is Perk defense, or Pietz. How do you say it? Pietz defense, Austrian attack, if I'm correct, with c4, d4, e4. Am I right? Let me check the engine itself. Well, hell, doesn't say anything. But anyway, don't matter. I think so. It's a Pertz. It's d6 and stuff. So, yeah. Okay. Alireza black. Dudes, I think I'm going to draw those curtains. I apologize. It's just the sun is getting in my eyes and all. I can't. Okay. Apologies for this, folks. Let me fix that stuff. See. Okay, that should be a little bit better now. I think I'll put the lights on. Okay, now that should be better. Should be better, I hope, now for everybody. Okay, back to artificial light. Okay, that's all right. Oh yeah, let me say hello to my TikTokers. I got a few TikTokers over there, so appreciate very much, my friends. Back now. Humans watching other humans. I hope we are humans. We're not robots thinking that we are humans, right? We are humans with volition, right? Okay. Bishop e3 last move. Well, it is important to develop all your pieces, right? That's what I always say to the primary school students, the very young players. When I'm going to the schools, I always tell them, my whole career, as a chess teacher, chess coach in the primary school, I always tell them, develop all of your pieces as fast as you can. Yeah, but what opening should I play, coach? Well, there are so many, but what's important is move a middle pawn, get the knights and the bishop, castle the king, develop all the other minor pieces, move the queen up, connect the rooks, then go for weaknesses or whatever you need to adjust your game to. And never neglect your opponent. Never, ever, ever. Always adjust to your opponents, right? That's what I tell the kids anyway. And I'm pretty sure my colleagues at other chess clubs or the chess club I'm working with, they do pretty much similarly. But you know, everybody with its individuality, you know, because yeah, everyone has its own personality and style and things. So, guys, if you decent at chess, and I think you very much decent, most of you guys, and very good and even better than me and stuff, maybe you should consider teaching chess to those that need to learn a bit. So that's an idea. Depends the place you're in, and if you can do that, it's great stuff. Okay, why to play here? You don't really want to play G, do you? I'm a little bit concerned about knight h3. That's a very unpleasant fork. So you don't want to push the G pawn. How do you kick the knight away? I don't know. You could have played, but the bishop is here, so you cannot. I guess b4 wants to play b5. Wanted to. Queen d7, a4 now to support b5 and shut off the bishop so that he could actually exchange with knight d3 to exchange the knight here, potentially. But look how he slipped through the cracks with the bishop. Boom. Hey, Matthew, absolutely. Oh, so you're rooting for Alireza. He just needs now to take the victory. Absolutely. That's perfectly fine. He actually needs to claim the victory. He needs to fight and he needs to claim it for himself. He just needs to take the crown. You can't negotiate in chess, which is, well, I like to think like you need to fight for the results. So it's time for fighting today here over the board, of course. And he needs to prove it. He needs to prove he's the best, and that's the only way. You know, you play the best if you want to prove that you are actually the best. So that's okay. And it happens every year. So, you know, if there's anything, you may come back next year if you're growing stronger and stuff. Anyway, it's cool. It's nice and entertaining and instructive. Okay. Magnus now, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. This is a thorn in the back, this guy here. This bishop here is just annoying. The bishop here, okay, so that is why Magnus played knight b2. He played knight b2 because he's sick and tired with this guy. So he's absolutely fed up with the bishop. He wants that bishop to disappear. Now, if bishop b3, we could say that knight on b2 still protects a4, so that's kind of cool. It's protected, that's fine. But I think Magnus is incredibly happy to get that guy off the board. It's just too much. And look how Alireza adds more power into the game. He's got a bishop, he got a knight hitting everywhere almost, and now he got a queen. And I suspect he's able to actually play the H pawn whenever he feels necessary. He maintains the battery on the C. This is a very defensive move. This is a very defensive move. Yes, NH3 was a threat because the pawn was pinned. Yes, step. Bingo, my friend. Yep. Yep. Totally. Knight H3 was a threat of a fork on the king and a rook, and the pawn was pinned. You couldn't have taken. Correct. So now Alireza plays knight H5. Okay. Why would that be? Does he want to play this? Knight f5? But wait a second. He was there. There's no point to go back. What does he want to do? I don't know what he want to do, but he got Magnus thinking now. Because I'm watching the clock and I could see that after knight h5, Magnus actually has a minute less. 1 minute 30 seconds. Alireza has 2 minutes 30. So he got Magnus thinking. Which is an achievement, as it is, to get Magnus to think. That's now that's a stuff. You put Magnus to do bullet now. Huh? And boy, that's such a tough one. I don't know what knight h5 does, really. What's the... I mean, what? Do you think about doing crazy stuff? Knight g3, takes. I don't know. I don't see clearly what's knight h5. So Magnus didn't see it either, so that is why he pushed a5. He didn't understood what's the stuff with that thing, probably. Or maybe, I apologize, maybe he did see some, there is something, but I still don't I still don't see what's the potential for attack. I've got quite a few, Matthew. I think I admire Mikhail Tal, the wizard from Riga. I admire his creative, his sacrifices, his aggressiveness. So I'm very much inclined to prefer the style of game of Misha Tal. Very much. Although he was world champion just for a year. I guess 1961, 1962. And then it was Smyslov, or was it? Anyway. But yeah, so Misha Tal would be one of them. Bobby Fischer then. These two guys, I think I would be. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right, Step. Yep. Yep. There's no wonder we actually getting along on the stream, so to speak, Step. So probably we got some similar preferences in terms of the legends of the. I was about to say legends of the past, but actually legends of the eternal, because they're gonna stick with us pretty much forever. For us, I mean the chess community. Okay, this is something. There are some happenings here now. That knight on h5, I don't see clearly what was the purpose. Magnus now took on b6, attacks the rook. There is a queen and bishop. Queen has to keep that bishop alive for as long as possible. That's a pin now. But it's defended by the queen, though. Bishop attacked the rook on c. Now the knight is pinned. You move the knight, you lose the rook. So do you move the queen? And where do you move the queen? You play just a3 to keep an eye on the d6? I don't know. Maybe. I noticed the bishop on g7 is not very happy. Yes, he got a time back. The bishop on g7, Simpson and my friends. Look how unhappy this bishop is. So the problem for black, for Alireza, with this current position is that the bishop on g7 doesn't do nothing. And I'm not sure when will he do something with that bishop. Magnus, instead of moving the queen from the pin, he actually decides to play rook on the c file. Does he want to play bishop b6 back and rook c7? Knight from h5 goes to f6, attacking. Okay, they moved crazy fast. Okay, I'm not going to go back because we're going to miss the super life moves they do. I mean, it's already hyper bullet now, guys. I can see 3 minor pieces, 4-4. Is this draw? I don't know, but they nicked a pawn to each other now. Magnus is a little bit more time deficit. Queen d6, queen c6. Now knight is a little bit pinned, but can you do knight c3? No, of course you cannot. I'll take it. So black knight is pinned. King moved away from potential checks. He goes for the trades. Queen is being pinned now. Queen takes, knight takes the queen on c2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Hey, Magnus lost the pawn. And he's low on time. Oh man, this playing Alireza is really challenging, and now he made an almost indestructible structure, right? You gotta do trades if you want to get rid of that guy. This is dangerous. Can you capture that guy? Or can you make a blockade, so to speak? Oh man. Knight's being hit by the other knight. Okay, he desperately tries to avoid the trade so that the Alireza doesn't have a pass pawn. This is dangerous. No, it's gone. That's a draw now. Forget about it. That's a draw. Unless they want to flag each other or something. That's just a draw. Forget about it all. Yeah, you can't do nothing. I mean, if you want to get in the competition with, let's see who flags who, yeah, sure. Slam the clock and go and... Oh, come on. This is poor flagging, man. I think he's super frustrated. Look at the time, ladies and gentlemen. 0-0-0 for Magnus. 0-7 for Alireza. He flagged Magnus. And that's not any win. Unless you flag the other guy. And he did do that. Now, Magnus is frustrated. He is. He must be. He totally must be. Gee. Oh, man. By resignation. Really? Oh, not this one. Oh, sugar. Wait, we're talking about the third game. Wait a minute. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. This guy can't be. Sorry, I apologize, actually. No, it's not about flagging. I apologize. This pawn actually can't be defended. And that's it. You just lost on the position. I apologize. I thought there was a knight somewhere. Sorry, guys. Of course, you lose here. It don't matter the time or anything. Well, it does matter, but the position is lost for Magnus. Yes, that's true. Sorry, I thought there is still a knight. It's my bad. I apologize. Let's go now and see if they had started. What's going on? Oh, they taken a break, guys. I can only see 3 games that had happened. 1.5, 1.5. Okay. Do they take a break after just 3 blitz games? Really? Or something, I don't know. Okay. I'm going to keep an eye on this. Maybe we're going to do a quick puzzle or something. Do you have the 4th game started, guys? Because they don't need to, Matthew. They could if they wanted to. For instance, you take a retiree, I don't know. Vishanand, I think he coaches some of the, or he used to, and probably he still does it. The top chess players in India, the super grandmasters of India. So they they were coached by Vishanand and stuff. So well, first thing first, if you are in the first 10 on the planet, you kind of want to fight for the first place. So you don't have time to do coaching for somebody else, I guess, or stuff like that. So, but pretty much so when you retire, so to speak, and you can decide to do that at any moment, then of course you can coach. I don't see that as a problem. But for the time being, Magnus and Alireza, I mean, Alireza is incredibly young and he wants to go for the very top, for the very Everest of chess. So, well, maybe later on, Alireza could be a wonderful, wonderful coach, super grandmaster coach. That's just best of the best, right? Okay. Okay, guys, we'll do a quick puzzle. Sorry, Magnus and Alireza, I don't know, took a break for coffee or coffee break or loo break or I don't know. So what have we got here? Should I do something with this knight here? Oh, what? What kind of... Oh, I'm losing the bishop. Come on. I lose the bishop. Can't do that. Maybe something else. Let's see. If the rook was here, there's still not a checkmate. They go here. Then I go here. And then they go here. Do I take material or do I checkmate the king? Rook f2, rook h2. Let me see. Rook f2. King can't move anything. And then rook h2 checkmate via the f2. Yes. Yes. Rook f2. Cut off everything from the king. Whatever black plays, it doesn't impact the white king's safety. Spot on step. Excellent, excellent observation. Step. Right there. Yes. Rook f2, rook h2 is implacable. You can't stop it. Yes. Yeah, totally. Correct. And rook h2 coming. So, did they take a break after just 3 games? Interesting. Is there something to do with the pawns now? Let's see. Or with the queen? Oh, yeah, but you can't check with the queen now. It could be something like this. And then, I don't know, maybe something like this. Queen takes, pawn takes. Is that doable? It's strange. Bang. Let's say they move this. I'll do this, right? Check. Queen takes. But I can't take because I'm check from that guy. So this, check. Queen takes. And I can't take because I'm in check. Really? Can you believe that? This, where's the other check? I can't play preparations because it's just checkmate in a move. So, what exactly? Ah, what? Oh, yeah. Whoa. This. And this. And if queen takes, then I'm going to take this guy. Whoa, yes, yes, step. That's exactly what I thought. Yes, g6, g6, and then queen d4. Yes, exactly a spectacular one. You don't play rook here because queen takes and you will not be... Actually, you are. Whoa, whoa, whoa. But this one is more... Is it though? Because the pawn goes down. Wait a minute. Just wait a minute. Bang, bang, boom. No, you get checkmated. It's got to be queen d4. You get checkmated by the rook. So queen takes, and you play checkmate. Ah, fair enough. Yeah, it's checkmate on e6. Sorry, I thought it's some other thing, but actually it's unnecessarily complicating it. It's completely nonsense. This one is the only way to continue, and successfully checkmates the king. So now going to hello, T3H Master. You rooting, I guess, for Magnus or something? Right? I've just read some TikTok messages from you guys. I've seen, I mean, I know I got a couple of friends. Hey, they are about to be starting, right? The fourth match. 1-5 to 1-5. Look, this is very tight. I think both of them prove that they're actually in very good shape. Looks to me, actually, that's going to be a struggle. If Magnus is to win today, it's going to be a struggle. It's not going to be a walk in the park. So I'm going to say it. So the game had just started with e4, e5. If Magnus wins today, that's Italian game, gioco piano, of course, it's going to be very difficult for him to win. And if Alireza wins, of course, you're playing against probably the best on the planet, and it's going to be incredibly tough anyway. So that's not going to be an easy win for Magnus. It's not going to be like 21 to 9, like Nakamura and Hans Niemann. Not going to be something like this. There's no big domination like 5-0 or something. There's no such thing. It's not going to be. Going to be plenty of draws probably, and every single victory would be a very hard-fought one. Not an easy one. So they play an Italian game, a little bit resembling the structure of the Spanish opening with d3, bishop b3, and bishop c2, but now we got a battery here. Well, not the end of the world, but you can't play bishop for so many reasons. Queen b3 means you can't even play the bishop. If you want to play the bishop, the b7 is hanging. And yeah, no, I'm actually quite enjoying what I'm seeing, Step. Yeah. I'm not... I haven't put any money on any of them. I'm just really enjoying and discussing it with you guys. And yeah. I mean, at this moment now, in between these two super strong chess players, you can't say it's undeserved or someone was lucky or there's no such a thing. These guys are fully deserving to be where they are. Fully deserving. Magnus, of course, and Alireza really fought his way to the very top. So made the best win. So I'm on the opinion now, like made the best win in between the two. It doesn't mean you can't have a preferred player or something. That's fine. Oh yeah, absolutely, Matthew. I think tilt definitely, absolutely. I think the psychological aspect after he lost to Magnus really had an impact on his performance the next day against Hikaru, who Hikaru himself is a incredibly fast and accurate speed chess player. So no doubt about it. I think it's a psychological effect of the loss versus Magnus, and facing Hikaru next day is just too much. I think it was a bit too much for him. So, but maybe in the future he'll come back stronger. So we'll even see that. Alireza here. This position. Is Magnus going to keep the bishop on c8 here? But if you keep the bishop here, the rooks are disconnected. So do you play bishop d7 or bishop b7? It's just a question. It's a strategical question, I wonder. Bishop back to c4. Okay, bishop back to c4. What does he want to do? He wants to push this one, send the knight away so that he's got like, yeah, but it's just two attackers. I Okay. Hmm. Step says that he prefers bishop b7. Okay. Magnus played rook a b8 here. I wonder why. Is he planning? No, you can't do this now, can you? Okay, he took now Alireza on e5. Takes and takes. Okay, d is usable by the white rooks, at least. Unless Magnus plays the bishop now somewhere. I don't know what somewhere means. I just don't know what somewhere means. Probably you can't do d7. Or can you? Or maybe you want to do bishop d7 and then bishop c6? Well, I don't know. I don't know. Looks like Alireza actually fixed a couple of weaknesses here. Step could be. Of course they do. It's always up. I seriously think they do. Of course they do. You always need someone to evaluate the other players' games, their archives, what they played, what do they think they will be playing. Yeah, that's meant to be humorous, Simpson. Thanks for the offer, Hussein. But not at the minute now. Yeah, that's just simply for the humor, Simpson. I couldn't help it. So yeah, I just cropped an image from the live stream. I cropped an image and I just yeah, I found it very funny. So yeah, I couldn't help it. If someone took offense, no, it's nothing I could do about it. I'm sorry. It's just so funny, Sometimes some things. Okay. Do you get rid of this guy? That means the bishop on g5, or do you take the knight? Maybe. Okay, he took the knight. He took the knight. Huh? Now Magnus has the bishop here. A bishop looking at h3. He's got another bishop, but what future does the bishop have? If you go to f6, you really don't do nothing. Bishop f6 doesn't do anything. You go bishop g5 probably is the only way to do something with that bishop, but for the time being, why would you do that? Only because you want to challenge the knight? Do you want to take the knight? I don't know. I don't know. If you do rook, you cooked because rook takes, queen takes, and then f7 is going to be captured, and black has an issue then. So you can't move the rook on f8. Rook on b8. I don't know what you want to do with that one. Bishop on c8. The big question is, do you keep the bishop here or do you play bishop b7 and finally you're connecting the rooks and go rook b d8 and try to trade off the rooks? Perhaps. Perhaps. And if you play bishop b7, is kind of do something with, I don't know. I don't know what to say. g3 though, attacking the bishop. Now you gotta go. Bishop f6 back. He didn't have a choice. He did have a choice with g5, didn't he? Anyway, he opted for this. I think he wants to get bishop g7 and then king h7, moving away from the pin, so to speak. Maybe. Perhaps. Do you know what I'm thinking, guys? Bishop g7, h6, and then bishop h6, perhaps. Also, it's an idea. Doubling of the rooks on the d file. That's exactly what we're going to see. If bishop goes b7, I guess Alireza want to play rook ed and then going this way. More pressure on the f file. That's what I think broadly put is planned for white here. You want to get double power on the d, rook on the 7th rank, but for this you need to have the bishop moving on b7 or a6. Well, they can't go a6, can they? But rook battery goes anyway. So rook battery had happened. Magnus tried to activate the bishop with this kind of move. With the idea that if pawn takes, bishop takes, and then we have something on that diagonal. Finally, the black bishop, the dark square black bishop does something. So white takes here, the white pawn takes, bishop takes, and makes a pin. It's something. The bishop at least makes a threat, a pin. It's more activation. And there is something else, guys. if white accepts, and let's just assume they accept, you could also then push the other pawn, h5 to h4, further undermining those pawns, shielding the white king, so to speak. That's interesting. Oh man, this is really interesting now. Oh, we're getting there. Of course, you can be both. You can always adjust your style to the other player. And that's when when you are an elite chess player, Matthew, you might need the services of a couple of coaches because they study your opponent's archive, games, history, personality, etc. So you will be adjusting to your opponent and you're going to play the stuff that annoys him the most. So if someone is known to being a positional player, when you put the board in very wild, unorthodox position, you're going to get your opponent being incredibly uncomfortable, right? Or at least you aim to. So I think the best thing is just adjust to your opponent. If you don't know them, if you've never met them, just do your best chess. Play like a cold machine. But if you know them, like these guys are, they know each other for years, let's say. So I think you should be adjusting to your opponents. Do quite the opposite of what they're comfortable with. Okay, what on... Oh boy, is Magnus going to get executed with this one? Dude, I don't know what to say, but this is a bishop extra on the board here. He needs more coffee. He needs to do something. I think this doesn't mean anything, right? This pawn here. What do you want to do with this pawn? Yeah, but I'll take. Guys, I think Magnus is kind of supposed to be losing, right? Black's losing here. So the bishop is going to stay right in the very middle forever. I think, well, you're going to defend now. Maybe bishop e8, bishop b5 or something. Look, Magnus is in trouble. I think you're going to... Yeah, exactly right. Guys, Magnus has an issue with Alireza now. Alireza is just freaking... He's good. He's frighteningly good today. He's really in incredibly good shape. And Magnus going to have a challenge with this young man. Rook e8. So, yeah, I think for the time being, Alireza really is the deal, my friends. Well, 2.5 to 1.5. If Alireza beats Magnus, then it wasn't an accident he's beaten Hikaru Nakamura. It's just a bit better. Dynamic players, I guess you're talking about the tactical aspect of chess, or how Mishatal had played. So he's known to being a tactical player, a tactical genius, with sacrifices, with things incredibly difficult to assess, and they are very time consuming. A positional player is someone that prefers to having things as much as possible in control and predictable. I mean, you try to diminish the randomness and try to keep everything into familiar terms. So that's if that helps Matthew with some understanding. Yeah. But as we said, you could actually interchange both characteristics, and you can play both dynamic and positional. But okay, probably as your personality is, your game would just show how your personality is chess-wise, of course. Well, the purpose is to win. So whatever works for you, then that's it. I'm really, really curious to see how Magnus gonna fare today against Alireza. Notice how uncomfortable is to play g3 here. I mean, I don't know what to say about g3. Is this a good move or not? I don't know. You kind of weaken the light squares. Maybe you're going to get a very nasty pin, which the bishop had disappeared. Probably g3 can be played after all. This bishop is bad. The bishop on g7 is bad. Okay, Magnus gets with the rook on the d file now. He really needs to press the pedal. He needs to perk up. He needs to do something against Alireza today. He needs to find his inner core and go with something and very serious. You're not joking with this guy, Alireza. He's incredible. That's a clash. Well, that's exactly what you were expecting from World Chess Championship now, Speed Chess Championship. You expect to see the best chess players on the planet disputing first and second place 2024. Cool. Why to play? Well, you can't take because rook hangs. So you can't take the pawn. But maybe you could take the other rook in action. And if the pawn take, you're going to take with the bishop, right? And then there's a discovered attack on the queen. So rook ed, maybe. g3, maybe. There is no light square bishop, so probably you can actually afford playing g3 after all. Bishop a6, so I'm just drawing now on the screen all the arrows that I think are candidate moves. And we're going to see if they actually choose one or another. So g3, rook ed, bishop a6, not sure. But one of these, I guess. Unless Magnus comes with a genius tactic. Of course. What did he play? What did he play? Bishop f4. He took the knight. Probably was too much headache. Probably that knight on f4 was just too much of a headache. So he decided to take it off. ef. And now he pushed in the center. He tries to activate the e file for the rook. So the white rook on d6 is currently supported by the pawn for the time being. And now he tries to do something with that rook on e. I don't know. But that's why he decided. Because in the online chess, Matthew, one gets to play way more often than over the board. Over the board, you're going to play not as much as online. Online, you can play at midnight and you can play at 6 a.m. in the morning. The online chess. And you could play enormous. You could play very many hours per day. Over the board, though, it's a hassle. You got to go to a physical location. You got to travel to that location. Going to be 1 round per day if it's classical. If it's rapid, maybe 2. Then you're going to come back the next day. So you're going to play 1 round, 2 rounds a day, unless it's blitz or something. So obviously one is going to have a higher rating online. I mean, look, ultimately they should be probably getting there. But I guess in the online chess, one gets to play more than over the board. So, and I'm not sure it's quite identical, the rating used by FIDE with the rating of Lead Chess or used by chess.com. They kind of should be relatable sooner or later, but one gets to play more online. Maybe that's an explanation. Or maybe I'm wrong. We can ask the other friends in the chat. Maybe they've got a better answer. Or I don't know. Maybe we should ask the AI. Maybe the AI knows better. If it compiled the data available, maybe he already got an answer. Why? Just try to type it in the browser, see what the AI says, and then come back at us. So BC, and boy, oh boy, Magnus goes bishop c4. Bishop c4. And now rook d to making sure this rook disappears. So is Magnus going to play rook d1? Or do you take? If you take, black is going to take the d file from you. So that's a question. This is a very difficult tactical position. What did he play? Rook ed8. No, it was first. No, apologize. Queen d2, g5 to secure the f4. Yeah, there is a battery towards the d8, but you don't want to lose the f4, so Alireza played g5. So all nice and cool with those pawns. h3 as to not allow any g4 harassing the knight. So h3 will be stopping g4 from happening. That's not going to happen. Knight g6. Rook fd. Rook takes. Pawn takes. That's a passed pawn. Queen a7 by Alireza. Queen d3. Ah! I'm threatening to take the knight because the pawn on f7 is pinned, guys. Pawn on s7 is pinned by the bishop. So when Magnus played queen d3, he actually wants to take the knight for free. Therefore, knight f8. Therefore, knight f8. So, yeah. That was a must move, so to speak, because knight could have been captured. You know something? White's bishop is more efficient in terms of attacking than the black bishop on g7. The black bishop on g7 looks towards b2 square. But there's no one there. Well, there is a pawn, but you can play b3 or you could just forget about that pawn maybe. This one is more dangerous. So I guess white is doing a bit more of the attacking. And also, currently, Magnus enjoys more seconds. At least 60 more seconds. 60 more seconds for Magnus and 1 sec increment as you play a move and press the clock. Hey, Ernest. Yeah, I'm just reading now quickly some messages via TikTok because unfortunately I'm not using the chat on Restream together with the TikTok. It's software complications here. So I'm using 2 tabs with the TikTok and the other tabs of the Restream. Unless I'm deciding to buy a common Streamlabs subscription or something so I can have a unified chat. So that might be another solution. So we'll think about that one. So Alireza now is with 2 seconds on the clock. Magnus 1 minute. That's an eternity. Rook E, Rook D8, Rook E7. Oh my God. Oh. Oh boy. I apologize. I haven't seen the updated moves. Queen c4, checkmate in a move. Magnus wins it. He wins this one. That pawn doesn't mean anything. He wins it. Of course he wins it, right? Well, you can't play queen here because the knight will take you. I get it. But it's got to be something. It's got to be something somewhere. Or maybe you play queen f7. No, you're going to lose this guy, right? Okay, let's say knight. Yeah, exactly. Knight takes. Okay. No, you can't do this. You could play bishop defense here twice. The queen and the bishop defend the d7. This guy goes down. Do you take it? If you take it, black's going to take on d7. Whatever advantage I felt Magnus had, it kind of disappeared now. Because of the last decision that had been taken. It disappeared. Because this guy is a pass pawn too. So now he's going to lose this pawn. Or at least the king gets into e7 right in between or something. I'm not sure. Oh, look at this beautiful repositioning of the queen. So he could potentially play some further checks. Oh, that's it. He's going to resign. Yeah. This is just superb. Wow, 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 wow. 3-5 now for Magnus. You take, obviously, queen. And if you don't take, I'm going to take. And if you run away, I'm going to push the pawn then. And that's how you win here. Absolutely spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. Now, guys, we can talk about... sorry, it should be 3-5 for Magnus, not 2-5, right? What happened? Let me refresh the page. Okay, I'm not sure. Maybe I've miscalculated something. But Magnus had won the previous match. Of course he did. Gioco Piano, again, I wonder how many Italian games we're going to see today. It seems to be they play a lot at this level. They play a lot the Italian game and a lot the Spanish. So just to remind ourselves what they normally play. And every now and then you're going to see, I mean, not that often, you're going to see Sicilians. But I think as soon as we're going to get to the bullet portion of the match, I think we're going to see some other openings as well. Especially in the bullet where you can go with pretty much anything. Especially in the bullet. And the bullet's going to be wild. In the 5-1, I noticed they do a lot of Jacopiano and a lot of Rui Lopez. That's why they play at this level. But yeah, Sicilian can be played. They played it. Yeah, I made that. Thanks, Ernest. Yeah. Rook b5. Why is that rook b5? Sorry, what the hell was... Ah, you took the pawn. Sure, of course. You're looking for b7 now. You're looking for b7. What do you do? If you push the pawn, you block the bishop in. You play b6, the bishop no longer exists. So actually, that's a question. How do you defend this guy? Do you play rook ab? I don't know. That's exactly what he did. b6 is inconceivable. You can't play that one. Now, the bishop is still a little bit weird, right? Can you go rook a5? Or rook's going to go back and you're not going to make any progress or nothing. Okay. Double attack on b7 now. Queen from d over to b3. Double attack on b7. Magnus going to lose that pawn. I don't know what's going on. But rook takes b7 now. I mean, I kind of know something, but I'm sure they know more than I do. There you go. Rook b7. Took the pawn. He didn't react to anything. If you had taken queen takes, yeah, then bishop b6, but then a5. So, yeah. Okay, do you know what Magnus doing here? He's doing this in order to play some queen and pressurize the g2. And he's also got a bishop here, so you got to be careful with white. Alireza has to be a bit careful here. But also there's some weaknesses here. You take... Rook... No, it doesn't work if you trade. It doesn't work if you take. And rook fb looks a little bit scary because there is a queen and the bishop potentially hitting on f2. So if you play the white rook now, rook f to b, f2 remains a little bit weakened. I don't know what to say. An interesting setup here. There are some very good threats that Magnus does here. Let's see what Alireza comes up with. He's going low on time. 2 minutes 40. He's going low on time. Alireza needs to keep up with the time management. Because if he goes lower on time at this rate, when they're going to be moving to the portion 3-1 or bullet, he's going to get flagged or he's going to blunder due to time pressure. So Alireza needs to keep up the pace. He needs to keep up the pace. Knight g6 played by Magnus and he didn't move nothing. He's 2 minutes down. He needs to do something. Okay, let's think about something. You know what? If rook cap... Well, you can't bloody take it. Can you? Is he calculating rook a7? Do you think, guys? Do you think he actually looks for rook captures a7? Do you think so? Dude, that took a lot of time, man. Okay, rook takes b8. Now rook takes, attacks the queen with tempo. What's the big achievement? I'm not sure what's the big achievement here for Alireza. He did spend 2 minutes to trade the rooks on b8. Okay. Okay. What can I say? Magnus played pretty much fast, like immediately c6. Probably he wants to do a pawn break here, right? He wants to push that guy. He wants to push d5, d6 to d5 down the board. Obviously, you're not going to do c5, you're blocking the bishop. But this one is totally playable. Black does some very nice attack here. I like this bishop. I think it's dangerous. Queen and the black knight on g6. A very good combination. Don't forget, guys, that the knight on g6 can also play on f4. And then maybe queen can switch over to the g file. There's all sorts of threats. You're forcing white to weaken the king side. Rook fe1. Gee, man. Knight f4, exactly as I said. It's a threat. Knight f4. Exactly as I said. Played almost immediately. d4. He tries to desperately shut off the bishop's diagonal with this trade, guys. In case you're wondering why, Alireza tries to make the bishop less effective. But Magnus is hitting him. I've got a feeling Magnus is going to win this one too. He is doing a lot of attack here now. He actually threatens to take the knight and the pawn. Knight goes back. Now Magnus can take with the rook and attack the queen. And then if he wants, he might be able to take on a4 perhaps, or the other guy is hanging. Magnus is going to win this. I'm telling you now, he's going to win this chess ending. He got like 3 extra minutes on the clock, and the position all is for the grab. It's too many threats here. Black king is very nice and safe and sound. So my personal interpretation here, guys, I think Magnus going to win this one. Yes, Ernest, I've read your message, my friend, now. So yeah, Magnus going to win this, guys. I mean, this game. I don't know about the entirety of the clash, but this particular game is going to be won by Magnus, looks to me. So, I mean, oh boy, look what he decided to play. Rook b2? I mean, I understand Rook b2 wants to, you know, he tries to create a threat on f2 or something. Okay, but okay, I would have taken on d4, I guess. But I'm not Magnus, of course. Not this lifetime. Okay, now that gives Alireza a little bit of respite here. Knight c4 attacking the rook. Queen went g6, checkmate. Exactly as I said. I did say knight f4 and queen g6. That's further weakening the light squares. There you go. Knight h3. You could play this guy back if you want to do some threefold repetition. But I don't think Magnus wants to do threefold repetition. He wants to win because he's actually putting a lot of pressure here. Rook is on pre though, guys. f2 can be grabbed with what? If you take with the knight, you're actually attacking the queen. Guys, look at this craziness. Knight takes f2 and you attack the queen. The rook defends the knight, right? So queen has to move. Where do you move the queen? You move the queen here. I guess rook goes in on a2. You play queen b1. Oh man, he took on f2. They play like crazy this combination. What the heck is going on? What on earth? In my personal evaluation, like a couple of moves ago, it was clear there is a massive advantage for black. Massive. I don't think he lost the advantage. He actually, okay, he tried to increase the pressure. Okay, now trying to opening up as much as possible, but I don't think you can survive. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Hello, Wesley. Check, of course. You take here, en passant. I don't think it works. Yeah, it's a big minus here. Okay, it's a very big minus. So if you had, yeah, you're in check. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure here. No, that's all right, dude. I'm not sure I've got an answer. I'm using Brave browser, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why I'm using Brave browser. I'm not advocating or I'm not being paid to say this stuff, just to make it very clear. Why I'm using the Brave browser, I'll tell you why. First thing first, you can go on your mobile using the Brave browser, and you can go to YouTube, listen to whatever without ads, without having paid the subscription to YouTube channel. So you listen to your favorite tracks unlimited with the black screen, you know? I mean, you can turn off the screen, go to your commuting, whatever, take train or whatever, put the headphones on or the pods or something, and that's the first thing that is very, very attractive to me in using the Brave browser on my mobile and stuff. And apparently from the security point of view, I think some people say that Brave is the safest that could be. And but I'm okay, I can't guarantee on this one, but what can I say for sure is that Brave allows me to listen to YouTube. Hello, Psychology of Chess. Yeah. So the browser I'm using, guys, Yasmin, not a problem. This is the name of the browser, Brave. It's free. Again, I'm using it on my mobile and I'm able to listen to YouTube, not having a single ad, and with the screen dark, screen black, and no subscription, no nothing. You listen. I mean, you need the mobile data, right? So I'm talking for those of you that are traveling, commuting to work or to school, or students, or anything you might be, or big music lovers like myself. So yeah, try it. Oh, absolutely. Oh, I wouldn't go to Firefox or to Google or to nothing. Nope, I'm sticking with Brave. There's nothing better than Brave. I'm sorry. For me, forget about it. No, I'm a very practical individual, and I take what is the most efficient. And Brave is the most efficient for me. I don't even bother with the others. Nonsense. Uh-uh. Only Brave for me. I don't get any ads on YouTube. I'm sorry. I'm listening to YouTube massively. Like massively. In terms of music and something, probably YouTube's the best. Like access to music and things, and niche artists and things. So yeah, I'm using Brave, and then I'm listening whatever I want on YouTube with no ads, no nothing. So try it. See if it works for you. For me, it's the best. I have no problem with Brave. It's the best ever. Absolutely the best ever. Currently for me. I've used Firefox, but they don't get the ads out. I get a lot of ads with Firefox on them. I don't use Firefox. I don't like it. In terms of browsers, now you can use whatever you want, or maybe you know something more than I do, but that's what I personally use. Okay, so we've got 3.5 to 2.5 for the time being, and Magnus keeps up with the. Let me see if we got. Yeah, we got a few TikTokers. We've got Ernest and George Nelson. Thank you for stopping by, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Black to play here. Queen c3. Double attack on this knight. There is the rook, there is the queen attacking the knight, which is defended once. So it's something you need to take care of. You need to do something about the knight. I don't know if it's knight f3 the answer, because queen and the rook attacks twice on the e8, mind you guys. Oh, sorry, on e1. But actually, if you play knight f3, you also defend the rook, right? Rook takes, and queen can't take because the knight defends. So is knight f3 the answer? Or do you want to play queen b7 if rook? Yes, I just wanted to say queen b7, because if the rook takes here, guys, you take and queen takes, but then the other rook is hanging on a8 and you could take it with the queen. So from this point of view, that is why I guess Magnus went for queen b7. But this game now, it's more balanced in time management terms than the previous one. I can see, no, actually it's not that balanced. Alireza is still going low on time. She's on 2 minutes. Magnus is on 3. Simpson, I know you're a very kind guy. You're very cool and you're always very positive and things. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing my best. I'm enjoying it. I'm doing my best, and I enjoy what I'm doing. That's the first thing ever. So probably that is why. I really enjoy what I'm doing. If I hated it, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't put hundreds upon hundreds of online streaming if I hated it. So I'm enjoying it. And if there's any other down the road, some other benefits to this activity, that's for the better in terms of sponsorships and things like that. That's, of course, That's the ideal, so to speak. But in itself, I absolutely enjoy it. So this pro bono publico activity, it's very is very fine for me, And I'm learning from my viewers, because every one of you has his expertise. Someone could be a physicist, someone could be neurologist, someone could be this and that, and I might be learning from different other subjects because learning, I think, is incredibly important all the time. Knowledge is power. I love learning, and I'm going to learn until my last day on earth. Yeah, well, absolutely, man. I'd love to. Yeah, sure. Bring it on. Or Monster Energy cans or Boost or wherever they are. Absolutely. Yeah, sure. Let's do this. Sponsorship. Totally now. Absolutely. I drink energy drinks anyway, so yeah, totally. No, I'm not a lawyer. Probably I should have studied to become a lawyer, I guess, to represent people that do not have enough representation, I like to help folks that are not very rich. Uh, you know, People need the help and someone needs to do something for people. So I think I should have been a lawyer probably to just helping a bit more practical where it needs. Chess is just because I'm enjoying it so much. Uh, and yeah, it's more pleasurable for me than to learn laws and stuff like that. But I would have liked probably to help people a bit more in a very direct and practical way. On your browser, can you have chess page on your homepage of Windows? Hey, I'm doing just probably pretty much going there too. I mean, I just it gives me first thing first. I like it, Simpson. So I do chess because I don't know. I love it. I'm obsessed with. I don't know, but it definitely gives me direction, purpose for the time being. My main activity as a self-employed person is centered around chess coaching. So I'm having my daily bread because of the chess coaching happening at clubs or primary schools or secondary school club or whatever that club is. And yeah, every now and then, chess keeps you afloat. You continue next day because you want to study the Italian game. You want to do maybe next month, you want to go into the French for and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it might help in this aspect as well. Yeah. As long as you remember not to get incredibly frustrated upon some losses in chess, um, you know, you accept the loss as part of the game, and then you just keep enjoying the learning, as I said. Yeah, cool stuff. I haven't decided yet, Simpson, to play the Polish opening. I'm not feeling super cool with the B4 being played in the opening. I just feel a little bit maybe premature. I don't know. Maybe a bullet or a blitz weapon. Sorry, guys, I digressed. 4.5 to 2.5. Magnus now builds up an advantage. Okay, I apologize if I didn't commenting on chess, but I actually enjoy talking to you anyway, guys. Okay, we're still in the 5-1 section here. What was that, Nimzovich or something? Was it Nimzo? Yeah, F3, E4. That's exactly what's going to happen now. We're going to see E4 happening. So going back to Polish Simpson, B4, it's not my cup of tea. Maybe, who knows? Maybe going to be my secret weapon in the bullet. I don't know. But I'm not very keen on the Polish opening. I think I'm going to stick with E4, which is very, very sharp. It's beautiful. It's spectacular. You could do very many things with the E4. And it's just great. Probably London system every now and then, you know. When my opponents think I'm going to do just King's Gambit, then I'm going to do London system one day. Who knows? Yeah. But I'm of the opinion, Simpson, the more you know, the better. So, yeah. And you can practice what you're learning in Blitz or Bullet on either chess.com or Licha, so you can perfect your line. Yes, yes, I got your point, man. Yeah, probably, yeah, but I would have preferred seeing probably Nakamura and Magnus, but Alireza is just a challenge. He took it for real. I mean, he just won. You see, it's a competition. He won, yes. So he won. Yeah, it's totally deservedly. No one stole anything. Yeah, no one stole anything. It's for real. Hey, which king is weaker here, my friends? Is it the black king or the white king? Which one is more exposed? Looks to me okay, there is something about his pawns. Okay, tactics are floating in the air and there is stuff taking place. Look at this one. Could you perhaps push c5 at some point? Obviously, black can't take because you're going to take the bishop for free checking, and the white king you think is more exposed. Right. Because probably you, first and foremost, you think about this trade here. But when this thing happens, I'm not going to take. I'm going to push forwards, I guess. I can't open up the G for the rooks and queens and stuff. Hey, Zeelandsen. Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. I might remember you from when? Was that yesterday or 2 days ago? I don't know. But I don't remember the username. So yeah. Totally. Thanks for coming back. We're looking in the section with 5-1. The knight on h5 is a little bit suffering. Can't go f6, not g3, not f4 for the time being. I guess when the black pawn captures here, if white decides to take, then f4 becomes exploitable for the knight. Yes. But Alireza pushes f4, white pawn. And by the way, queen attacks the knight. Queen attacks the knight now. Where do you move the knight? Unless you push the black pawn down the board to block the queen from taking your knight. So if you play g5 to g4, you're blocking the queen. That's it. You kind of can. And probably you should. Well, he doesn't do that. He does queen f7. You know why? You still defend the knight, but also you're making space for the rook to play rook d8 to g8. Yeah. So he moved the queen away. He makes space for the rook to play on the g. Yeah, it's getting really, really nice and sharp now. Yeah, so I think Matthew, you're right. I think the white king is seems to be a bit more attackable. Yeah, I think the white's king position is not safer than the black king. I think the black king is a bit happier now. You can't reach to the black king that easy. You don't have anything yet. You didn't push any white pawn. There is no rook going to the black king or something, but for black is easy to try to break this pawn, to do some pawn exchange here, then get some rooks over to G or F. Yeah, it seems to be the case. The question is white capable to play some castle long? I wonder. Do you have the time to do castle long? Like something like queen e2 and then castle long? I don't know. Maybe it's the Magnus effect. I don't know what is. Again, Matthew, psychology plays a big part in the human chess competition. Rook's being attacked by that rook. And also knight attacks d3. Probably you have to play the king. Probably you must play king d2. So that you connect the white rooks, and when knight takes d3, you're going to take back with the king. So I guess it could be done this way. King d2, if rook takes, if knight takes d3, king takes d3, and everything's fine. Well, it's fine for a while. Or you initiate the trade, but now they took with tempo. You have to move the king now. I'm not sure about maybe king d2 was better. I don't know, but I don't like this one in particular for white now. So you're going to move the king because you're in check. Now black took back. You are on this diagonal. You are pinned. And now black is going twice for the c4. How do you defend c4 twice? You cannot. You can't defend c4. You can push the pawn though. If you want to not just lose the pawn. Knight e2, but you still don't save the pawn. So let's say knight takes, bishop takes. They took a pawn. Then let me look at the pawns. 3 to 5, 3, 3, 6. And he's on 40 seconds, whereas Magnus has got 3 minutes. Do you know what that means? I think I understand why. After c4 being traded and the knight disappears and bishop takes his place, rook is going to play f3, checking the king, attacking the bishop, and pressure on this guy. Positionally, it's going to collapse. And Alireza decided, heck, I'm going to go for another game because I'm not going to waste 40 seconds with a lost game. That is exactly probably was the main reason. A super grandmaster, one knows he's sort of supposed to be losing. You don't want to waste one more minute trying to fix something which is broken beyond repair. You know, foobar. Hecked up beyond repair. So when it's that bad, you just give up, resign that game and start another one. Maybe you got chances to coming back. 5.5 now points for Magnus. Okay, it was a moment with game number 3 when Magnus lost, and I thought he gonna struggle a little bit. But now I notice, as you too guys, that Alireza sort of goes low on time, and he finds himself in weird positions, difficult to address or something. So still Magnus in top. Still. What can we say? It is what experience shows us. So it's undeniable. And if you want to deny it, you have to prove it. Bishop d3. Is c3 hanging or is just a poisonous little pawn there? Queen takes c3. Let's just imagine queen takes c3. Okay, bishop d2, right? No. Yes. No. What the heck you supposed to play? Okay, move the rook. Okay, there was a little bit of a panicking mode. I didn't know what's white's supposed to be doing. Rook b1. Okay, you moved away from the queen's attack and things, and then maybe you want to play... What is it doing? Okay, he's wrecking the white's pawn structure. You go... Okay, you can't take on d4 because bishop takes h7 and you lose the queen. So black couldn't have taken on d4. But now they can because knight c6 attacks d4 twice, with knight and with the queen. So the d3 bishop can't really take on h7. But what you can do is probably either exactly bishop e3 or attack the queen. No, not attacking the queen. Apologies. Bishop e3 was the only move. That means you're vacating the place for the rook to play on the c file. So bishop e3 means you've got space to play rook b c1, and you're gonna attack on the c file. So you could do this. Do you take en passant? And you still maintain the bishop diagonal hitting on h7? You could take en passant, can you? But when you take en passant, you also allow black to recapture, and you might be giving the f file to the black rook, you see? So I'm not very, 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 very ultra convinced. Yeah, that is why Magnus actually went a bit more prudent here, with more cautious with f4. Okay, took the pawn now. If you take, queen's gonna take, but it's not gonna work with that thing with the bishop. The trick with the bishop check and take the queen is no longer working because the f5 had just sealed it. They just stopped the bishop, so you can't do that trick. I'm not sure. Maybe you want to play the bishop. What I say is that the black bishop, the dark square white bishop shouldn't be taken on d4. It's not a big deal. Maybe you want to play the bishop. b5 or bishop a6 to stop any rook c8 and then incursions down the board. So maybe bishop a6. stopping any black rook, and play like this. And of course, you've got two attacks on the knight. We've got a queen attacking on d7. So maybe that's how you're supposed to be playing this. Maybe that's how you need to play it. Okay, now 2 minutes 20 seconds and 3 minutes 30 for Alireza. Let's see. The last move was how we may call it a little. Hey, look at the rook c8, man. I've said about the rook c8. I wonder if the engine would be favoring the bishop a6 move. Ah, well, maybe that would have been another idea. Well, we just don't know that, Wesley, do we? I mean, the end of the world idea, it's been vehiculated, it's been circulated since ancient times. Philosophically, religiously, I mean, the idea of the end of the world, it's been used like since times immemorials. Yeah, of course, maybe in today's times and technology and the nuclear threat, yes, you could say about this. It's an increased likelihood, yeah. But for the time being, we're enjoying today the sun or whatever we can. Today's meal, some other people are not as lucky as we are for the time being, just for the time being. And yeah. Rook takes, so that was a bit of a trade. So you don't need to lurk to stay too much focused on the idea of the end of the world. It might be below your it might be beyond your control, this kind of things, and what the powers of the day decide in terms of nuclear threats and stuff. I don't think you're going to control this, but you know, of course, it's always good to keep an awake eye on these things. Not really. There are some nice quotes. There are some nice quotes. I think it's the book of Ecclesiastes. I mean, like in terms of wisdom. I'm not religious, but I appreciate the quality of the thoughts whenever I find them, and wherever I find them. Doesn't matter the medium. So I'm enjoying the wisdom and I'm enjoying the good ideas. It doesn't matter where they are. So I like the good ideas, the efficient ideas, the constructive ideas, the positive ideas that benefit us all. I like good ideas, wherever I find them. Yeah. But yeah, it's not the book that I'm reading that much, I gotta say. Exactly, Matthew. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But in 5 million time, in 5 million years, I guess, Matthew, we're gonna find a solution one way or another. 5 million, there is some time in just reported to humans experience, and I think we're gonna be finding the technological way to preserve the species, or maybe the Earth in itself. Who knows? Yeah, or maybe we're gonna be colonizing Mars, right? Or other planets. You know, maybe you're gonna send the embryons to the, I don't know what other planets. I mean, it might be some ways. I'm sure we're gonna be finding some ways. Of course, if in the meantime we don't destroy ourselves as a species. Sure, if we don't self-destruct, I think we should be able to finding a way. Well, Wesley, sometimes I might be. You know how it is. Some people think you're an angel, some people think you're a demon. So these things are very weird sometimes. So Bishop E2, what's that do? Oh, stops the rook working with the queen on the F2 attack. Well, that's good in itself, Wesley. That's just, I'm absolutely super happy if that's the consequence of it. I have no issue with that one. It's absolutely fine. It's a lot of tension and a lot of madness going on in the world right now. So if people get to relax for a couple of more minutes, that's just an achievement in itself. Life is very much pretty crazy sometimes, and Again, there's a lot of madness in the world now. So if you get to be relaxed a bit more, that's for the better. So that's good stuff, man. Oh yeah. Hey, Console Cave, long time no see, my friend. How's it going? Good to see you. Came back. So you know what's interesting about this one? You can't even move the bishop to do nothing because you got a checkmate threat here. It's Queen F2, then Queen G2, or something like that. So it's a very interesting position we're having. Now the king is in check, so you have to move out of the check. Yeah, but just I understand. But also, I think it's worth mentioning, Matthew. I understand. I think I feel exactly what you're meaning by this. If the politics is actually the decider, I mean, if politicians are deciding actually our very life and the structure in our societies, if there is any change, it will be political, I'm afraid. I mean, I know exactly what you're meaning. You actually have an issue with duplicitous character in politics, with ill intent people in politics, with people that lie, with people that harm. And I understand what you're meaning. But if there is anything to happen at some point to get the society to look a little bit better, I don't think you can have a perfect society because you don't have a perfect human, a perfect. So you're not going to have that. But until you get to the perfection, you will still need the political discourse. So you need to have more good folks in politics. You know, less bad people in politics. I think this is achievable. So if you educate more the masses, you might get new generations of people more educated, and then you're going to get better politicians. So if you get more good people in politics, more people open to negotiations, to understanding, to the collective good, then you're going to get, a better situation in that respective society, in that country, relation with other country, you know. Good folks being in position of power, probably they're going to spread that little good a bit more. What can I say? Yeah, it's a very complex stuff. And guys, I apologize if I digressed. Let me try go back to that particular thing. So, fellas, we got 6-3. So Magnus is doing quite well here. Oh, did they take a break? I think they did. Hey, Zealand, it's something nice and cool. It's a wood thing. On chess.com, they've got the you go to settings. So when you go to chess.com, you're gonna go to settings, you're gonna go to board and pieces, something like that. And you're gonna go to where was that? When celebrate okay. Board 10 and things, and it should be here somewhere. Board and pieces. Ah, wait a minute. Whoa. I think I skipped it. Background, bases. That's it. That's it. It's bases. So in the custom, you can actually pick up whatever makes you more comfortable. Yeah. So you go to settings and custom, and then choose the base, and you got this nice wood cold thing, and I think it's quite good. But you might be preferring something else, so that's fine. 6-3, guys. Now I don't like to destroy anything. First thing first, it's not my first verb, wave pusher. It's not my favorite verb to destroy. But I understand what you mean in terms of playing chess and winning at chess. Now, when I play chess, I normally want to win. I don't play chess to lose myself. Even if I were to play Magnus, I would secretly harbor the thought, which is very, very unlikely, that I would like to win if I can. So I would do my best to play the best chess and to win. But yeah, not for the time being now. I think I'm going to cover this event, but tomorrow, Wave Pusher, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow is tomorrow Monday. So I've got a club tomorrow, but I think in the evening we could definitely do a yeah, wave pusher. That makes sense exactly. So we could do a tournament, guys. Tomorrow we can do uh, a tourney to play. All righty. What about this position here? So we've got a quick puzzle. Pressure here on this one with the rook. There is knight and the queen on the same e file. What do we do? Do we hit the queen? Yes, of course they will. Sooner or later, yes, they will. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I think so. That's the trend. That's the direction of probably. That's the direction of. I mean, probably it's going to be seen as we see the glasses now that I'm wearing. You're saying I'm wearing glasses because my eyes no longer are in that pristine, good working condition. So I'm using glasses, then I can put lenses in, then at some point probably you're going to be extending this to pretty much everything in your physical body, whatever your physical body means. So it might be a thing. Yes, probably, yeah. Oh, do you? Okay, I took this from Specsavers, guys. Some 1 year or more. I still need to book another one. So yeah. Yeah, they're not the most appealing frame, but as long as you cover more with the vision, therefore the better. Because I gotta see, I gotta see more. Yeah, it's not the coolest glasses ever, but it might be, yeah. Zenny. Dude, let me write this down. I haven't heard of that one. What is that Zenny you're saying about? Zenny, you say? What's this? Oh, it's the brand of the glasses. Oh, I don't know. I haven't heard of this thing. No idea what that is. It's like a retail online store, or is it a brand that actually sells this kind of thing? Uh-huh. Okay. Thanks for the hit. Yeah, thanks for the hint. I'll definitely browse it. So Simpson already did the puzzle that we're currently having. Sorry, what? Oh, yeah, of course I can. What do you mean if I can see? Yeah. Oh, Canadian website. Oh, so I mean, do they ship to Europe? Do they do ship to the continent, to the European continent? The Canadian, I mean, if it's half the price of the glasses is the shipping costs, may not be that appealing for European customers, so to speak. Unless they have some branches in Europe or something like that. I don't know. Bishop c3 says Wesley. I was talking and actually someone did the work here. Bishop c3 attacks the queen. Where does the queen go? I don't know, but it's a good move. It's a good move. It attacks and pushes the queen I don't know where. Then you might be able to play the knight and make some pressure on this guy, on g7 as well. So bishop c3 makes a lot of sense, Wesley. But it's not. Oh, made a lot of sense. Maybe it's something with a pawn. No, oh. Maybe something with is no. Wait a second. I can't move the knight. The queen is hanging. Wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. What is going? Whoa! We've got smothered checkmate. It's knight c4, guys. It's knight c4. If queen takes, you're gonna deliver checkmate with knight d6. Gone. That's it. Checkmate. Knight c4. Queen takes. Knight d6. Checkmate. Knight c4. If rook takes, you're gonna win the queen. Sorry, I wasn't focusing. Knight c4. It's knight c4. And now you're gonna go this way. Oh, I mean check, of course. Push the pawn, play this, and it doesn't matter. Yeah, of course. Sorry, I wasn't focusing. I was just babbling the nonsense, but that's okay. That is absolutely okay. Yeah, we've got our TikTok friends over there. Thank you very much, Ernest. Appreciate your presence, my friend. Okay. You guys still see this? Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Let me go to, have they returned? Because obviously that puzzle wasn't quite the best puzzle for me. Oh no, they haven't. They haven't returned. Black to move. Well, I think everything has to do with the rook and the bishop aiming for the g2. Everything converges for that one. But it might be also... No, the knight is pinned. I apologize. The knight can't move because the rook checks the king. So it's got to be the bishop and it's got to be the rook. I guess you have to start with the rook. And oh, and then you sacrifice the rook and then you get the other rook with checkmate. You'd go with the rook. Now you go with the other rook. Rook a8 or g8. And of course, it's going to be a checkmate. I've recognized the pattern. I didn't solve it now. I've recognized the pattern. Then they can't move anywhere. It's just simply checkmate. It's just simply checkmate here, guys. We got to discover check. It's got to be a double check somewhere. Probably it is knight d3. But what about knight c2? Okay, let's look at this one here. This, and then you're going to go the queen here, checkmate. But then they go here. Hold on a sec. Bang, boom, queen here, king goes here. Wait. This, they go here, I move the queen here. Oh, I've got the other knight. It's got to be this. And now the other knight. Wait. No, not the other knight now. Wait a minute. Queen, that's a good stuff. King goes here. I can play this knight. But then they move this way. Then I can play the other knight. Something's not okay. Wait a minute. What about this knight? They go here. It's got to be queen here, right? It's got to be queen e1. Queen e1. How do I cover c2? How the heck do I cover c2? Do I do knight b2? What am I doing here? Queen here, king here. Where's the other check? I mean, I'm moving here. Then they take the knight. And then... Oh, then I'll take the bishop. It's not a checkmate, guys. You're actually taking the bishop on h6. Oh. Yeah, there were just... Yeah, I wasn't... Oh my god. It was the queen, but not queen to e1. It was queen here. Oh, that's how you cover c2. Yeah, that is how you cover c2. I was wondering, how do I control the c2 square? And that was the answer, but it was completely out of my radar. Yes, that's exactly how you do it. Yo. All right, eh. So, guys, I want to thank you very much for being here now. I think I'll call it a day. Some other duties are calling. And I'm pretty sure, guys, you're going to be continuing watching this wonderful clash. I'm going to watch it on my mobile now. I'm going to do a little bit of a trip quickly. And guys, I want to see you tomorrow evening. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't done it, guys. Follow me on TikTok if it's easier for you. Tomorrow I'll be multi-streaming. Let's do a tournament tomorrow in between ourselves and see what we're doing. We're going to be analyzing some of the games and we'll take it from there. Take care. Enjoy the Sunday and do good stuff. Okay. See you tomorrow.